Welcome to Jenkins introduction and installation demo. So first of all, to install Jenkins, you need to visit this website jenkins.io. In this website, this is a website dedicated to Jenkins. You can find out about plugins, about installation processes, about recent updates, and so on. So to download Jenkins, you have to just click on download. And in here, you will find a lot of download installation files for various operating systems. So if you are on Mac OS, you can download Mac OS version. If you are on Linux, Red Hat CentOS, then you can download Red Hat CentOS version. If you are on Ubuntu, you can download Ubuntu version. And finally, if you are on Windows, you can download Windows version. Since I'm on Windows, I'm going to download Windows version. When you click on this, if zip file of 109 MB will be downloaded in your system. And once the file is downloaded, you need to extract this file. So the file would be like this. Just extract this to find the exe file, Windows exe file or installation file. So extraction is taking some time. So this jenkins.msi file is the installation file. Once it is downloaded and extracted, just open this and double click on this installation file. So now you can see a welcome wizard to install Jenkins has appeared. We are actually installing Jenkins 2.235 version. Click on next. This is where your Jenkins file will be installed. And when you want to visit this, when you visit this folder, you will see all the files related to Jenkins. Click on next. Click on install. Click on yes. And within some seconds, Jenkins will be installed on your system. Okay, so installation is complete. When you click on finish, okay, so as soon as you click on finish, now by default Jenkins is actually installed on your local system. So just visit this URL localhost 8080 is the default port. You can open this. So if you notice, it is actually Jenkins is getting ready to work. So if you give some time, Jenkins is about to install. Now by default, this is the URL, but during the installation process, which we will see later, you can actually have this URL on any other IP or any other domain as well. So now you can see you need to unlock Jenkins, and it is saying there is a password which is installed in this place. Okay. So just copy this and go to your folder directory and open this here. Open with notepad file and you will see this password. Just copy this password and enter your password here and click continue. Here now it is saying you want to customize, as we discussed about plugins, right? You want plugins to do those tasks which is not by default supported by Jenkins. So for now I'm selecting this, and we will add other plugins once Jenkins is up and ready. So it is actually installing plugins now. See, folders is one of the plugin. OS is, which is a security tool, which is another plugin. Build timeout, again we discuss about this. When we want to define a timeout of certain builds, let's say build should automatically fail after 2 hours. For this we need this build timeout. And again a build management tool, timestamper to see the timestamp on console logs, workspace cleanup to clean up workspace before or after the build, pipeline to create pipelines within builds using builds. So Git to use Git repositories. So all these email extension for notification emails. So all these plugins are automatically installing right now. If you can see the logs here. So installation is about to complete. So all these plugins have been installed. Okay, so now it is actually asking you to create your admin user. So let's create first user as Spring People admin. So I added username, password, confirm password, full name, and this. Now I'll, so it is, you can actually skip this, but since I want one admin user and then we can add other user later, so I'm adding one user here so that we can log in via Jenkins UI. Just click on save and continue. Now here you can actually configure the URL which you want to configure. But since we are on installing on localhost, I'm not changing this. You can also change this port also. And I'll click on save and finish. See, Jenkins is ready. Your Jenkins setup is complete. Click on start using Jenkins. Okay, so this is how a Jenkins look like, a Jenkins view look like. So in here, because right now we don't have any job, it is empty, but generally there are a lot of jobs here. In build queue, you can see all the queues. In build execution status, you can see if some builds are running. So these are executors based on number of executor defined in settings. You can have all these settings here. Now, before I talked about manage Jenkins, let's see how to manage services, Jenkins services and Jenkins lifecycle in Windows. So there are two ways. Either we can do it via service management app, or we can do it via command line. So let's do it via service management app. So just type Windows R and services.msc. So in here you can see there are a number of services parent. Just type J to take it to the Jenkins. And now you can actually stop Jenkins from here, right? So let's say right now Jenkins is running and I want to stop it. So I can do it by clicking on stop. So when I stopped it, now if I refresh Jenkins URL, you'll see the service has been stopped. Right now, if I want to start it again, I can just click on start. Okay. And now if I reload this page again, I would see after some time that Jenkins is actually loading and preparing for restart. Okay. So Jenkins is getting ready. Okay. Now I can use same user to log in again. So that's how you can actually manage Jenkins lifecycle or Jenkins services in Windows via Windows Service Management app. Now, apart from managing it from Windows Service Management, you can actually manage the Jenkins services via command line as well. So for command line, just type cmd after Windows R, and then you need to visit or you need to go to the library where Windows Jenkins is installed. So for that, let's go to the library. So cd program files, and then Jenkins. Now I'm in the Jenkins folder. So to manage Jenkins services, I would do jenkins.exe, and to see the status, so I will type status. So it will tell me that the status is started. If I want to stop the services, I would type stop. Okay, saying access denied. So when you are trying to stop it, try to open cmd using admin, run as admin, and then again go to that folder, Jenkins, jenkins.exe, and type status. Say started. Now let's type stop again this time. Okay, so since I was not logged in as or ran cmd as an admin, it did not work last time, but now it has stopped the Jenkins. Let's see if it is working or not by reloading the URL. See, so it has stopped. Now I can start it using start command. Okay, so it is starting now. Again, if I reload the URL 2-3 times, you will see Jenkins is getting ready. See, so that's how you can manage Jenkins services via command line. So we saw both ways. You can manage it through command lines, or you can manage it through Windows Services app. So this was about managing Jenkins services. Now let's see a little bit more about Jenkins. So if you click on manage Jenkins, you will see all the options related to Jenkins. So as we talked about in the introduction lesson, so system configuration can be done from here. So to configure system, you can have all the paths or related to settings, default settings and global setting here. Tool configuration, here you can configure tools such as JDK, Git, Maven. We'll see this in detail. Manage plugins. This is where you manage all your plugins, install, uninstall. You can see install plugins here. If you want to install plugin, you can search and install plugins. Let's say I want to install HTML publisher plugin. So I'll just search and then see, right click, and I'll install it, install without restart. We'll see more on that in plugins demo, plugins management demo. So you can manage your master and slaves through nodes, right? Again, all that will be covered in detail in particular sections of demos. Security can be managed in the security section. Credentials can be managed from here. System information can be obtained from the system information tab. And Jenkins CLI. So if you want to run certain commands through Jenkins CLI, you can do that using Jenkins CLI also. So this is about it. So this is how you can install Jenkins. You can manage services in Jenkins. You can view different settings in Jenkins and manage Jenkins. See you in the next demo.